With the back of a knife, you cut a slit in the coconut, and you take the head off, and then you start cleaning it. And I'll show you how to clean it, but I'm sure that everybody knows how to clean it. And what's behind it? What do I do here with it? Is a friend of mine asked me to create a beer mug with a coconut that will be food safe, and it will look strange, and it will look different from another mug. And that is my take on his request. Stick with me till the end. I'll explain a few things over there. Here what I'm going to do is just cleaning it so it will be flat before I put the resin on. If you know coconut, you know that in the end of the coconut there is like three, you can see them here, like three eyes, and they've got a membrane between the coconut and the shell. And remember those three things, three eyes. I'm using a MDF piece, and I made a recess on the other side, and now I'm just centralizing it so it will sit center as much as possible. And I'm putting the first layer of hot gun glue, and then I'll put the envelope around it. I'm putting the envelope around it. You can see here in the back there is like a sponge, and this is the one that holds it and centralizing it. In my first step, I'm going to put 3/4, actually a little bit more than 3/4 of clear, so you will be able to see and here it is. You can see the coconut. And now what I'm doing is I'm creating from gold, resin with gold, and I'm getting all my small pieces that's left over from paduk. You know that I do a lot of paduk, so that's all the leftover big pieces. I cut them into small ones. And the idea behind it is try to create like a leg for this mug that will look like broken paduk, and it's been held together with gold. Putting on top a piece of granite. Granite doesn't stick to resin. And I was worried all the time that some of the resin will go through, when I put it under high pressure, it will go through those 3 holes, but I wasn't sure. So I was just worried about it. And it was in the back of my mind. But in the end of the video, I will tell you what I done to prevent this problem, or to help solve the problem if it going to happen. So if you want to know if it happened, and if you want to know how did I solve the problem, and what did I prepare to overcome the problem, stick with me till the end of this video. And now another thing is, in the end of this video, is that I am discussing about it and explaining what did I done. I was away for a while, and I'm apologizing I didn't put any video for the last 3 weeks. First of all, I was by the way, I'm making here a tenon for a big check. I was on a holiday to see my family and my friends, and then I was a little bit off, sick. You can hear in my voice that I still got a frog in my throat, but I'm okay now. I'll survive. Now starting to create the shape of it, and I'm trying to, in the end, I'm trying to see the area where it's clear to get as close as possible to the coconut. Remember, coconut is not 100% round, so in some places it will be a little bit higher and a little bit lower, but I'll have to live with it, and I'll have to find the medium that works perfectly for that. Starting to create the shape that I wanted. I want to make it rough and big and not apologetic and not thin and not just like rough a little bit. And what I do now is I'm turning it around. That's the big chunk that I've got, and just in a few seconds I will know if we're having a problem, and I hope not, but I will cut the MDF off and I will see if by any chance it leaked. I think it did, because I was short of the resin came down a little bit, and I couldn't understand why. The only thing that I thought about it, here you can see the marks. You definitely can see the mark of gold resin. So yes, it leaked in. The question is how much and how deep, and I hope not a lot, and I will see it now. Finishing on the other side, what I'm going to do on the other side, I'm creating the wood and the resin. I'm creating like its own cup, and the coconut sitting inside. The coconut cup sits inside this cup. Now, the only thing I'm doing now is I'm sandpapering a little bit with water so I can see the depthness of the coconut. So first of all, that I don't make it too thick, and number two, that I don't go too thin, and the coconut will come out. The second camera of mine that usually I've got on top packed, and here you can see the shape that I made. It will be like a mug sitting in a mug. I start saying that the camera just packed. I had to send it to be fixed, so I have no choice. I have to do it this one only with one camera. I'm sandpapering everything from 120 all the way to 600. The difference is that when I got to 600, I use Yorkshire grid for the area of the wood and the gold resin, and for the area of the clear resin towards the coconut, I'm continue with water pads, and I'll go all the way to microfine, and then I'm going to do novus 3-2, heavy scratches and light scratches. It will bring, and I hope that then I can see the pattern of the coconut on the outside and the hairs that are left on the coconut on purpose, so you can see them. So you can see it's a coconut. You already can see the pattern of the outside of the screen of the coconut. And here I'm going to, that will be the test. I'm going to see how deep, how thick is the resin that leaked inside the coconut. And lucky enough, it wasn't deep. So what I do is I drilled it with a small drill, then a bigger drill, then a bigger drill, and then a bigger drill, and then a really bigger drill. And when I finish with the last one, you will see what happens, and my trick worked. But you'll have to wait till the end of the video for me to tell you what was the trick. I managed to pull the resin out, and got a little bit, still a little bit inside, but I will sandpaper it. And I found, you see, if you look deep in the middle, you will see where did it leaked from. I know that people don't like me when I do that, but I had no choice, and I had to use a glove because I was afraid that it will be maybe a little bit too thin and it will cut my hand. So, and here I'm putting a support, and with a soft one so I don't damage it, and I will cut it off. I will sandpaper the bottom, then I will drill it, put my logo in, and then I'm going to use Yorkshire grid just to go again at the bottom and just go again on everything. So whatever I scratched a little bit, I'll take it out now with the Yorkshire grit. And that was fun. Hope you can see the coconut texture through the clear. And pieces of paduk with gold resin, and that's what my friend asked me to do. A drinking cup for a beer for a man from coconut. So you saw the steps that I took. One step that I don't know if I missed it, but good that I made it, and that was before I poured the resin. It was in the back of my mind that those 3 small holes on top of the coconut can be a problematic, and maybe if I put it under pressure with pressure pot, it will, maybe one of them will crack. So I just put inside food safe spray, like cooking oil, and God and beyond, it did happen. It cracked and there was resin came through, and you saw that I was lucky and I managed to take it out and it didn't stick to the coconut. So this coconut is actually safe to drink from. There is only coconut, the resin is on the outside, so it's actually safe, it's food safe. So for my good friend that wanted and asked me for, I'll drink for you. Nice, cold. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to put some comments, subscribe, press the bell, you know the drill, and thank you for staying all the way to the end. Cheers, and I'll see you in my next video. Ciao, ciao. Good beer, cold, and it's hot here. Cheers.